The story happens in 1948. Mario is an Italian boy living in America with his mother, Lucy. He feels sad because he cannot speak Italian here and feels far from his roots. Lucy does not seem to mind this. She lives in her own world, remembering old times. She studied in France and then returned to Italy in 1943. There, she fought against fascism. Back then, she was full of hope, but she did not know how dangerous the fight would become. Lucy is American, and Mario's father, Luciano, is Italian. He works for the fascist government and wants Mario to grow up following fascist ideas, which Lucy hates. As fascism spreads across Italy, Lucy wants to protect Mario. She takes him to a small village in the mountains. She pays the villagers and leaves Mario there, even though it is painful to be away from him. Mario starts living in a house with many other children. At first, he feels lonely because he only wants his mother. Slowly, he begins to adjust to life in the village. He learns new things and sometimes feels scared, but he manages to live his childhood as best as he can. Sadly, this peace does not last long. The village is attacked, and some of Mario's friends get hurt. War spreads everywhere. People blame Luciano for supporting the fascist government, but he does not care. Mario has to say goodbye to both Lucy and Luciano, as Luciano also leaves to fight in the war. Time passes, and Mario hears nothing from his mother. Other children tease him, but he believes Lucy will return one day. One day he hears a man say that Lucy was arrested by soldiers and sent to a German camp, which is almost a death sentence. A child hides this from Mario, but he overhears adults talking and realizes that his presence could put others in danger. He also understands that his mother is in serious trouble. The next morning, without telling the elders, Mario secretly leaves the house with help from his friends to search for a safer place. Life in Italy becomes harder as fascism spreads everywhere. Mario has to hide from the police. After living on the streets for several days, he becomes very weak and hungry. One day, a woman named Isabella notices him. She sees that he is scared and hungry and takes him to her home. She gives him food and understands that he is just a child trying to survive. Isabella tells Mario that she works as a prostitute only to raise her 7-month-old daughter. She allows him to stay for a while, but the next day, a man named Libante comes. He says he is Isabella's friend and that he can make money using Mario. Isabella warns Mario to stay away, and before Libante can return, she sends Mario away to keep him safe. While wandering, Mario finds a broken, abandoned house. Their parents have died, and they hide to survive. Mario shares the food Isabella gave him. The next day, the 3 children start begging on the streets together. Begging does not earn enough, so they start distracting people and stealing money. Even then, Mario cannot find peace. He dreams of Lucy again and realizes he cannot stay in one place. He decides to search for his mother and move forward. His 2 new friends did not leave him alone. They chose to go with him on this journey. Together, the 3 children moved ahead in search of Lucy, and Mario eventually reached his father's house. There, he met his father's girlfriend, Anna, who did not recognize him at first. When Luciano came in front of Mario, he was shocked to see him. Mario wanted his father to help save Lucy. However, Luciano did not want to help at all. Anna was kind and treated Mario and his friends with care, but Luciano refused to listen to his son. He did not even care whether Lucy was alive or not. The next day, Mario found out that his father's bike was supposedly stolen. Hearing this, Luciano lost control and went to confront an old man living in the building. Everyone was scared, as Luciano shouted at and hit the old man, believing he had stolen the bike. Anna somehow managed to stop him. Anna understood that staying there was dangerous. That same night, she escaped with Mario and her brother. Later, they found out that Luciano's bike had never been stolen. He had simply forgotten where he parked it after drinking. That night, attacks were happening in the area, so the children had to hide. More than hiding, hunger became their biggest problem. While trying to steal food, they were caught by soldiers. The soldiers took them to an orphanage, where a priest gave them shelter and a place to live. The people who ran the orphanage treated the children like prisoners. They believed strict discipline was the only way to control them. The children were taught rules and manners, and also how to eat properly. However, the harsh behavior made the children angry. Because of this, they decided to take revenge. One night, they used buckets of water and pillows to trouble the warden so much that he finally gave up. He accepted defeat in his fight against the children. When the priest saw all this, he realized that the warden had always treated the children badly. For the first time, the children's demands were accepted. Even then, their mischief did not stop. One day, Mario went to the church with the other children for confession. During this, the priest found out that Mario had come there after drinking alcohol. The priest did not punish him. Still, Mario understood that what he had done was wrong. Slowly, Mario and Frank grew close and started liking each other. Mario even told Frank that he wanted to marry him and live together for life. Things at the orphanage seemed to be improving. The priest also understood that Mario needed love and patience, not fear. Mario listened to him happily. At the same time, the orphanage was attacked. During the attack, Frank was killed. Mario was completely broken by Frank's death. He stopped eating and drinking. Because of weakness, he became very sick. He also stopped talking to anyone. One day, the priest brought Mario's mother, Lucy, in front of him. Mario had finally reached the end of the journey he had started. Even after meeting Lucy, his happiness did not return. Time passed, and after a few years, Mario and Lucy left the country and its pain behind. After many struggles, they moved to America. There, they met Edward and his wife Sarah, with whom they were going to live. Edward took them to an area where people from many different countries lived together. Mario found this new place, and the new people, strange. This was because his childhood had been full of suffering. Mario's behavior was very different from others. Lucy did not like some of his actions. Still, Edward tried to make Mario feel better. Lucy could not tell Mario about what had happened to her in the concentration camp. Mario was too young to understand his own feelings. For him, food was the only way to express emotions. Whenever he felt something, he thought about eating. Mario was soon reminded that the war was over. He was admitted to a school. From the first day, he felt that he had to leave his Italian identity behind and live like an American. At school, American children made fun of him for being Italian. Because of this, Mario did not want to go to school or talk to anyone. He had never gone to school before and could not read or write. Lucy did not know what to do. Edward and Sarah tried to help. Still, they knew that Mario wanted to take his mother back to Italy. Lucy knew she had to take a big step. For Mario and his own well-being, Lucy had to leave him behind again. Losing his mother once more made Mario so upset that he stopped eating and drinking. At night, he would wake up crying, remembering Frank. Edward and Sarah took on the responsibility of being his parents. They tried to take care of him and bring some normalcy back to his life. Sarah gave him the love of a mother, the love he had never experienced before. Slowly, Mario started to feel better. He told Sarah about Frank and also received a letter from Lucy, but it had no address, so he couldn't write back. Spending time with Edward, Mario learned many things about work and life, but he also used some of what he learned at school to get back at others. He won those small fights, but as punishment, he had to walk home from school every day. Some children laughed at him for this, yet a girl named Shiley began liking him. Walking every day taught Mario discipline, and he started focusing on his studies. One day, Lucy returned, but she was not well. She had been in the hospital suffering from depression, and her health worsened day by day. Seeing his mother like this made Mario cry, but he didn't know how to help her. Lucy kept a box of letters and photos, but Mario never opened it. At school, Mario faced problems too. Another boy kept bothering him, but Mario was the one punished. Eventually, he was expelled and told he needed to follow rules if he wanted to succeed. His behavior became aggressive, so Edward decided to take him to a psychologist. After tests and conversations, the psychologist realized Mario wanted to live independently without rules, but his mind had been deeply affected by the war. He suggested Mario should start working instead of going to school. Edward and Sarah found the idea strange and joked about it, then took Mario back to school. Sarah argued with the principal, saying that a child who survived the war alone was stronger than any normal child. From that day, Mario began to accept Edward and Sarah as his parents. He enrolled in school and started living as their son. His temper still showed in small ways, so Sarah encouraged him to focus on sports. Mario found wrestling, which helped him learn discipline and manage his anger. With Lucy's support and encouragement, Mario's confidence grew. Over time, he changed for the better, and so did the people around him. The boy who had wandered alone on the streets of Italy finally found strength in his mother's love. He later became a well-known scientist and won the Nobel Prize in 2007.